What happens when you combine two seemingly unrelated worlds? Can you harness the power of one to unlock the potential of the other? Standing at the intersection of the rare disease community and the athletic world, we see a spark of hope ignite. Nowhere are humans pushed greater to reach their full power than in the athletic community. This is the proving ground for those who accomplish things that no one thought were humanly possible. Only by using their drive, determination, and mental fortitude are athletes able to rise among the ranks, overcome adversity, and become a legend. Nowhere is there more potential than in the rare disease community. This is the testing ground for unprecedented breakthroughs in our ability to understand the human body, to treat illness, and to cure disease. This is where the underdogs rise up to challenge the face of health and wellness where few else try. This is the intersection of sports and science, where lab journals are as essential as playbooks, where the orchestration of clinical trials are as important as precision-crafted plays, where endless nights of studying and days of training turn into monumental victories and advancements, where mental roadblocks and muscle fatigue fail to shut someone down, where unparalleled compassion meets unstoppable action. This is where the 10,000 known rare disease indications benefit from the thousands of collegiate and professional sports teams. This is where the millions of people affected by rare diseases are able to meet the millions of sports fans ready to support them. This is where treatments and cures are pursued with the same ferocity as trophies and championships, where we take the raw force and power of sport out of the locker room and into the lab to help rare disease research reach its full potential. This is Uplifting Athletes, where the potential of rare meets the power of sport. Welcome to the 2024 Young Investigator Draft.
Hello? Ooh, mic works. All right. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me, the Uplifting Athletes staff, and our board of directors for the 2024 Young Investigator Draft. As I look out at the audience tonight, I am grateful and optimistic. I'm grateful to see so many faces here to celebrate the next generation of rare disease researchers whose work will be felt for decades to come by individuals impacted by a rare disease and those yet to be diagnosed. My optimism is rooted in the profound synergy between the transformative power of sport and the life-changing potential of science. With its ability to unite and inspire, sports teaches resilience, teamwork, and the pursuit of excellence. Just as athletes overcome challenges on the field, scientists navigate the complexities of the unknown in their quest for medical breakthroughs. We can all think of the myriad of ways that our lives have been dramatically improved through the evolution of medical innovations. However, the reality of living with a rare disease is often one of persistent adversity. It's a constant search for answers, and yet for far too long, rare disease research has been overlooked, underfunded, and deemed not commercially viable. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Out of adversity comes opportunity." Rare disease research is not just about finding cures, but about the opportunity to unlock the scientific mysteries that hold the key to understanding common diseases as well. It's about the opportunity to develop innovative science for a specific diagnosis that can be repurposed to benefit millions. It's about making an early diagnosis a routine rather than a miracle. It's about bringing hope, dignity, and a quality of life to individuals and families, including those living with a rare disease. The mission of Uplifting Athletes has been driven by the unwavering belief that rare lives deserve extraordinary solutions, and that every ounce of potential, every discovery, and every idea, no matter how small, mean the world to someone. When the Young Investigator Draft was first realized 5.5 years ago, we were here at Lincoln Financial Field, albeit in a much smaller room. We were gathered here with about 100 of our closest friends and family who watched on as we celebrated our first draft class of 6 researchers, each receiving $10,000 grants to pursue foundational basic research. We knew then that the event was special, and we committed ourselves to invest in the program and our organization because we believed we could do more. One of the founding principles of the draft was to celebrate these researchers as the heroes and champions they are, to celebrate the development of treatments and cures the way we celebrate trophies and championships. I feel quite proud to say that we have worked with 40+ disease-specific advocacy organizations to fund more than 50 researchers over the years. And as of last month, we've had 4 of those researchers capitalize on their research grants from Uplifting Athletes and turn those research studies into National Institutes of Health funded projects. This has turned tens of thousands of dollars into hundreds of thousands of dollars committed to rare disease research. I also feel incredibly fortunate to share with our largest audience to date that tonight we will surpass our first $1 million funded through the Young Investigator Draft. Each grant awarded tonight will fund critical research, empower the next generation of dedicated researchers, and inch us closer to answers, treatments, and cures. When we developed the draft in 2018, we understood that it would take time before we had a proof of concept that what we were doing was going to make a difference. We understood that from the researcher's bench to the patient's bedside is oftentimes a decades-long journey with many significant challenges and obstacles along the way. As I was preparing for the draft last year, I looked into the chemotherapy that I took when I was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of brain cancer in 2010. I was treated with a novel chemotherapy called temozolomide. It was the first of its kind to penetrate the blood-brain barrier and was developed and approved only months prior to my diagnosis. I learned about a man named Dr. Malcolm Stevens. Dr. Stevens was credited with developing temozolomide, and when I learned that Dr. Stevens, at the young age of 86, was still conducting his research at the University of Nottingham, I reached out to him. Dr. Stevens wrote back to me and he shared that when he was a young researcher, he received a seed grant from a nonprofit organization, just as the ones that we're awarding tonight. And with that grant, he was able to hire a research assistant whose name was also Rob. And together, in a small lab in Birmingham, England, in April of 1980, they first synthesized temozolomide. 3 decades on, that treatment was available to me and is the reason that I'm here, standing in front of all of you on this stage, more than 13 years after my diagnosis, able to pay forward all that has been afforded to me. This first $1 million funded through the draft tonight is just the beginning for us. Let this momentum carry us forward. Let it ignite imaginations. Let it inspire collaborations. Let it fuel the next million and the next 10 after that, until every rare disease becomes a distant memory that we have conquered together. With that, I'd like to make a special acknowledgement to our sponsors that made tonight possible. Our diamond sponsor, CSL Behring, who's been with us since 2018. Our platinum sponsor, Sanofi, also has been with us since 2018. We thank you for your support and continuing to allow us to put on an incredible event for all of you to attend and support the work that we're doing. I also want to thank Beam Therapeutics, who sponsored our attendee program and allowed a lot of rare families attend the event tonight on their behalf at no cost. So I want to thank those sponsors for being a part of tonight. It is now my incredible honor and great privilege to invite a friend to the stage, a former Uplifting Athletes chapter leader, and now American professional wrestler, and your MC for the evening, Mr. Joe Spivak.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. It is time for the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft. My name is Joe Spivak, and I am so honored, I am so excited, I am so blessed to step out of the wrestling ring and stand here tonight with you to shed a light on 10 extraordinary early career researchers that are about to embark on their paths to scientific breakthroughs. Again, my name is Joe Spivak, and I would be remiss to start any other way than by saying thank you. Thank you to Rob Lawn and Brett Brackett. Thank you to Amy, Val, the entire Uplifting Athletes team, and thank you to the Uplifting Athletes community. That's all of you. Please give yourself a round of applause. Because of Uplifting Athletes, Brett, Rob, because of all of you, I get to be on this stage tonight and do what I love. I'm very blessed that I get to say I do what I love for a living. However, being that I work for the biggest, baddest sports entertainment company in the world, the WWE, it manifests in a little bit of a different way on my Monday through Friday 9 to 5, if that's what you want to call it. But I'm excited to be here tonight. I'd like to start by sharing my first memory with Uplifting Athletes, if that's okay with y'all. See, I was a sweaty 17-year-old college freshman who just finished a grueling conditioning workout in the summer at Northwestern. And I was taking a knee, fighting for my life. And fifth-year senior offensive lineman who seemed to have his wits more about himself, named Trey Clock, stood up. I believe Trey's in the building tonight. Trey, where you at? There he is. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Trey. And Trey announced that there would be an Uplifting Athletes chapter meeting, that they spread awareness and fundraise for rare diseases. There was going to be a chapter meeting that afternoon. I was intrigued. I wanted to know more. And I went. Trey might have mentioned something about free food, but nevertheless, I'm glad I went. Because what I found that afternoon was a group of young men that were just as committed to spreading awareness and fundraising as they were to chasing a Big Ten championship. I found a group of young men that didn't see the rare disease community as some far-off cohort over there. They saw them as teammates, as brothers and sisters right here. What I found that afternoon was a group of young men with Trey Clock that believed in 3 words. You define you. You define you. You are not defined by what somebody else says. You're not defined by some preseason rankings. You're not defined by a long-standing norm, and you are certainly not defined by a diagnosis. See, what I believe and what that chapter believes, and I hope believes to this day, Owen Bergen, is that when we define ourselves is when we turn our potential into our own power. These 3 words, you define you, they apply to football, they apply to rare disease, and they apply to life. They have guided my life, guided me from being the counted out, laughed at walk-on to being a starter, a multi-year starter, a captain, a recipient of the #1 jersey, and a leader on Northwestern's campus everywhere I went. And it was a blessing and a gift every single second of it. And those who are around athletics in here know that the best thing about college athletics, any athletics, high school, whatever it is, isn't the big plays, it's not the crowds, it's the moments. It's the memories, it's the relationships that last a lifetime. And first and foremost, I'm thankful to Northwestern for those, but I'm also thankful for something else. I'm thankful for a discovery I made in those 5 years at Northwestern. A discovery of what I'm passionate about, a discovery of my why. And I'm sorry, I know every time I feel like we look at TikTok or Twitter, there's some influencer yelling, "What's your why?" I'm settled down, dude. But I do believe it's important to know why your 2 feet hit the ground every morning. And for me, it's 2 words. It is human connection. An opportunity like this that Brett and Rob have given me to stand on a stage and maybe, just maybe, make somebody feel something, maybe, just maybe, make somebody smile, and then to share that feeling, to share that smile, and to have a moment, that's something special. And that's what I live for. And once again, I thank you for the opportunity to do that tonight. I'm lucky that I work for WWE, who also says in their mission statement, it's all about creating moments. I perform under the ring name Tank Ledger with my tag team partner Hank Walker. Together we are Hank and Tank. For those of you who haven't been tuning in, we kick major ass. So, when Brett and Rob reached out and confirmed I wouldn't be going off of any ladders and through any tables, at least during the duration of the draft, I had to say yes. Especially when they added that tonight we will be surpassing the $1 million mark in grants funded through this program. Uplifting Athletes gave me moments that I otherwise wouldn't have had in my time at Northwestern. And I was hooked after that first meeting. This enthusiasm that these young men had surrounding a cause that wasn't about themselves, I had to be a part of it. And for the next 4 years, I led that chapter alongside a man named Peter Snodgrass. Peter, as I call him, the Dancing Bear, is in here tonight. Let's give it up for Pete. Pete, I have to shout you out because not only are you one of my best friends in the world, not only are you a brother who was brought to me through Uplifting Athletes at Northwestern, but Pete, you're truly one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. It doesn't matter if it was last night when you were still hopping on business calls at 2 a.m. in the hotel room, or if it was when we were setting up a lift for life. I saw it on first-hand display how hard you work, especially when it's for someone other than yourself. This whole Rare community is blessed to have you as a teammate, brother. And we led that chapter. We had fun. We had good buy-in for the most part. We had one lift for life that didn't go as great, but we'll save that for next year. But we did it all. We did the fundraisers. We spread awareness. We went to the leadership conference and connected with other chapter leaders. But Pete, that's frankly not what sticks with me. That is not what sticks with me from my time with Uplifting Athletes. What sticks with me from my time with Uplifting Athletes is an unlikely friend that Pete and I made named Marnie Cartelli, who I know is in the house tonight, and everybody better give it up for. We were fundraising for the 7,000-mile challenge in the summer of 2019, and we were killing it, per usual. And I went on Twitter to check the metrics, see the traction we were getting, if you will. And I came across a tweet from this lady named Marnie Cartelli, and I had to take a look at it because her profile picture was her dressed as a zebra. But it was a simple tweet. It said, "At Northwestern Uplifting Athletes, thank you, rare disease community. They see us. They hear us. We are not alone." With that simple tweet, Marnie, you recognized Pete, myself, and our chapter as teammates of yours. And we felt the same thing back. And from that moment, we were all accountable to each other. Pete, Marnie, and I got on some calls, and then some more calls, and then some Zoom calls, and then before we know it, Marnie was tailgating at Northwestern football games with the Spivaks and the Snodgrass families. If you were to ever meet my father, that is a terrifying thing to do. So Marnie's much braver than all of us. But what I failed to add till this point is that Marnie's part of the rare community. Marnie's diagnosed with chronic regional pain syndrome, and there's times when her flare-ups, when her episodes can create pain that is simply paralyzing. But Marnie, you would never let anyone know that. No, you'd be too busy smiling. You'd be too busy lifting up other people with your platform on Twitter. You'd be too busy doing something crazy, like, I don't know, setting up and fundraising for your own Lift for Life, in which Marnie collectively bench pressed more weight than the entire Northwestern football team. Not kidding. We did the math. I'm not kidding. She'd probably living with CRPS, she'd probably doing something crazy like, I don't know, deciding to give birth to a beautiful baby boy and doing the most important job in the world, which is being an amazing, amazing mother every single day. Marnie, I am blessed to call you my friend. I am honored to call you my friend. And this entire room in rare disease community is blessed and honored to call you a teammate. Marnie's story is so uniquely beautiful. And every single person in this room has a story that is special and uniquely beautiful and different from anybody else. But isn't it pretty special? Isn't it pretty amazing that all of us are here in this space tonight together? I believe that's pretty special. I believe that is a blessing. I believe that is a gift. So, by a show of hands, who's been to a Young Investigator Draft before? Either online or virtually, I want to know. Cool, keep them up, keep them up, keep them coming, keep them coming. That's great. I asked because things are going to be a little bit different tonight. In years past, our presenters were student athletes that were in the crowd, often engaged with Uplifting Athletes through their own chapters. And while we still do have some of those tonight, each of our 10 presenters tonight is a community leader with their own stories, their own ties, their own connections, their own links to rare disease. Please join me in giving these presenters a preemptive round of applause. On top of these amazing presenters, I think Rob and Brett, frankly, got a little nervous when they heard I was a tag team wrestler. Like, we don't know he's going to do it by himself. We can't afford his tag team partner. So they took the liberty to enlist a draft analyst for the evening. This is our own Mel Kiper Jr., if you will, who's going to walk us through all of the specializations and areas of focus of each of our draftees. Help me at this time in welcoming our virtual draft analyst for the evening, none other than the Dr. David Feigenbaum.
My name is David Feigenbaum, and I am so excited to be with all of you this evening. I'm an immunologist at the University of Pennsylvania. I'm a patient battling Castleman disease who's just celebrated 10 years in remission on a treatment that I discovered. I'm the author of Chasing My Cure, and I'm a proud member of the inaugural class of Young Investigators drafted by Uplifting Athletes. I have the honor of being tonight's draft analyst. We have a talented group of young investigators, and I am thrilled to be here to break down the science behind their work. If you ever watch the NFL draft, I'll be doing my best to be like Mel Kiper or Todd McShay.
One more time for Dr. Feigenbaum. Right now is the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's the moment that so many have been working for and so many have also been hoping for. 10 extraordinary researchers, 10 patient advocacy organizations, 10 presenters, 10 $20,000 grants, and countless lives changed forever. Tonight, we flip the script on rare diseases. Tonight, we turn our potential into our power, and tonight we turn blood, we turn sweat, and we turn tears into scientific breakthroughs through the power of sport. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Young Investigator Draft is officially open. And to kick off the draft, we welcome our first priority partner of the evening. The Castleman Disease Collaborative Network is officially on the clock. They're on the clock.
The Castleman Disease Collaborative Network is a global initiative dedicated to accelerating research and treatment for Castleman disease to improve survival for all patients with CD. We work to achieve this by facilitating collaboration among the global research community, mobilizing resources, strategically investing in high-impact research, and supporting patients and their loved ones.
Awesome, love that. With that, we also welcome our first extraordinary presenter of the weekend, a 2023 rare disease champion and senior linebacker at Western Michigan University. Help me in welcoming Boone Bonema. Boone, 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 Boone. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Boone, for being here. As I said, guys, Boone was a 2023 rare disease champion, and he's no stranger to service. I understand that you've been inspired by your father and something he said. Boone's dad always taught him and his siblings that you must serve others before you serve yourself. Brother, you have clearly taken that to heart. Boone was a rare disease champion because of the way he's led his Uplifting Athletes chapter at Western Michigan. He's not only included the football team, but looped in other sports teams to spread greater awareness. As if this wasn't enough, he went out of his way to organize a special fundraiser for a local fan, big fan of the Broncos, that was diagnosed with B-cell lymphoma. These efforts were recognized when last year you were nominated and were a finalist for the 2023 Werfel Trophy. Congratulations on that nomination. Your service is unbelievable. Is there anything you would like to say, Boone, to this amazing room?
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. I'm so thankful to be up here today. When I was young, I actually had a medical condition that put me in the hospital for 5 weeks in and out of the ICU. The doctors didn't know if I was going to make it, but it was because of God, because of the doctors and researchers that I was able to be here today and completely healed and get to be a part of such an incredible thing with Uplifting Athletes and give back to the community as well. So, thank you guys.
Good timing, brother. Good timing. That's the bar that's been set. Boone, thank you for sharing, man. Time is yours to announce our pick.
Well, I'm very excited to give you guys this pick tonight, the very first pick of the draft. Here we go. With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigators Draft, the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network selects Dr. Daracha Lachko from the University of Pennsylvania.
I've had a lot of time to evaluate this draft pick, and I may be a bit biased, but I can tell you she is top-notch. Castleman disease is a rare and deadly condition involving hyperactivation of the immune system that leads to potentially life-threatening dysfunction of the liver, kidneys, and bone marrow. Though progress has been made to understand the mechanisms involved in Castleman's and to identify promising new treatments, more work is needed. Dr. Lachko is studying a genetic mutation that may be a cause of Castleman disease and developing a mouse model that may be representative of the disease, which could help to rapidly identify more treatments. As Dr. Lachko's colleague and co-mentor, I feel confident she'll make progress towards better understanding Castleman disease for patients like me and many more.
I'm Mary Zuccato. I'm the Executive Director of the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network, and we're a nonprofit organization in Philadelphia that's focused on finding cures for patients with Castleman disease. We do this through biomedical and translational research and also support patients in their journey with Castleman disease. Daracha Lachko is the CDCN's 2024 draft pick. She got introduced to Castleman disease during her residency in pathology with the University of Pennsylvania and has worked to set up mouse models and translate the research findings that we have in the lab into real treatment options for patients that have this rare disease and that don't have options today. So we're super excited for the potential for Daracha's work to unlock new cures for Castleman disease.
Thank you very much. And first, I would like to thank the Castleman Disease Collaborative Network for nominating me. And I would like to dedicate this award to my amazing mentors, Dr. Taku Kambayashi and Dr. David Feigenbaum. Both of them serve for me as a role model of physician scientists. I would also like to thank the members of both labs who all do outstanding job to better understand Castleman disease. Last but not least, I would like to thank Uplifting Athletes for this wonderful initiative to raise awareness about rare diseases, and I am really happy that I was chosen to be part of this noble mission. Thank you very much again.
Doc, do one more picture all together. You want to go in the middle? Yeah. Doc, you go in the middle of us. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Doctor. Let's give it up one more time for Dr. Lachko. With that, it's time for our second priority partner. Cure VCP Disease is on the clock.
The mission of Cure VCP Disease, Inc. is to unite and fund research while building collaborations and supporting patients within the VCP global community.
And with that, we have our second presenter for the evening, who is a former Princeton running back, standout running back and leader, and a 2011 rare disease champion, Mr. Jordan Colbreth. Thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, Jordan. As I said, Jordan was a standout running back and leader, not only on the field, but off the field. Jordan graduated from Princeton with a degree in mechanical and aerospace engineering. Yeah. But in Jordan's senior year, after an on-field injury, he was also diagnosed with a rare bleeding disorder, aplastic anemia and PNH. But as I understand, you never let that define you, and you never let it define you today. You know what it means to define yourself, and we're so blessed to have you with us tonight. Is there anything you'd like to say to this rare, rare room?
You got me ready to run through a wall right now. But honestly, I had the opportunity of speaking at the inaugural draft, and it's incredible to see the progress that Rob and the team have made since then. And when you get a diagnosis, especially a rare one, it can be a very scary and daunting time. And just having organizations and the people like the draftees tonight working on your side, it truly is empowering and gives you the strength and the support to attack your illness head on. So
If I can ask Jordan, I wanted to ask, what do you think the biggest difference from that first night to this night is, having seen that first YID?
$1 million.
Hey, $1 million, yes, sir. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. The pick is in and the floor is yours, my friend.
With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investor Draft, Cure VCP Disease selects Dr. Eleonora D'Ambrosio from Nationwide Children's Hospital.
I love this pick because of the fit. This researcher and this organization really have a chance to do something special. VCP is a deadly disorder that can result in dementia, ALS, and other conditions. Dr. D'Ambrosio is working in a lab that has developed a promising gene therapy approach for this condition. Dr. D'Ambrosio's work will involve testing their lab's approach of correcting the deadly VCP mutation in cells collected from patients in the lab. I know I'll be following this work and hoping for it to lead to an effective treatment for this disease.
I'm Armel Pindon. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer of Cure VCP Disease. It's a patient organization on all VCP disease. That's VCP disease manifestations vary a lot from one patient to another. And that might have created a tight community that is open and attentive to each other because they have this disease in common, but still they are different. Some with myopathy, others with dementia, Paget disease of bones, ALS, or Charcot-Marie-Tooth. Scientifically, VCP disease is a challenge because VCP is involved in an array of cell mechanisms, from autophagy to cell cycle or DNA repair. At Cure VCP Disease, we focus on finding a therapy for all patients. We build patient-derived cellular and organoid models to give to the scientific community to work on developing innovative therapies. That is what our collaboration with Eleonora D'Ambrosio, who is a grantee for Uplifting Athletes, is about. We give her the relevant tool to develop a therapy. She's on Messian Karudi team at Nationwide Hospital, and she will use our patient-derived model to test her gene editing new technology. We chose her because she's developing cutting-edge technology that will benefit for more than our patients, but also every genetic disease that can use gene editing. This is about efficacy in therapy development, and this is who we are at Cure VCP Disease. We were created by patients with engineering background. You give them a problem and they look for a solution, fast and efficient. We are pragmatic in our approach and invest in what needs to be done for therapeutic development. If we are told we cannot go or not enter through the door, we will get in through the window. There is always a solution. Just find a way.
Hi, everyone. I am very happy to be here. I want to thank first Uplifting Athletes for this incredible honor, so thank you. My mentors at Nationwide Children's Hospital and Cure VCP Disease for supporting our research, for nominating me here tonight. I just want to say that I'm really, really lucky to have partnered with Cure VCP Disease, and I'm so excited to collaborate with you guys. It's just an incredible and dedicated team. And thank you, guys.
Thank you. Zach, can we get one more picture of the three of us? I have Doc in the middle. Yeah, you go in the middle, Doc. Awesome. One more time for Doc, everybody. Thanks, Jordan. Our third priority partner is the DDX3X Foundation, and at this time, they are on the clock.
Our mission is to connect families, resources, and the medical community to advance research for a treatment or cure to DDX3X syndrome. Our ultimate goal is to accelerate brain function in individuals affected by DDX3X syndrome through advances in cell and gene therapy and pharmaceuticals.
Of that. And our third presenter of the evening is a defensive lineman formerly at Syracuse, now at Southern Charleston, an Uplifting Athletes leader at both, and truly a servant to rare. Help me in welcoming Cooper Dawson, everybody. Coop. Thanks, brother. Feels good to have another D lineman up here. That's what I'm talking about. As I said, Cooper is truly a servant to rare, and I understand you have a special motivation. Cooper has a friend named Kingsley and a mentor named Rob, who both live with cerebral palsy, and I understand that they've inspired Cooper to serve Uplifting Athletes and Advocates, Inc. relentlessly. Advocates, Inc. is another nonprofit that's committed to helping people with autism, brain injuries, and other mental health challenges live a healthy, normal life in a community. That's so special. I have to add, too, while at Syracuse, to get his teammates motivated for one of their Lift for Lives, Cooper pledged to shave his head if they met their goal. I understand that you guys not only met that goal, but exceeded it by 450%. Cooper, I'm glad the hair's growing back, man. I'm glad you're here with us tonight. Is there anything you'd like to say, my friend?
Yeah. I just want to say I'm so grateful to be a part of this organization that allows me to serve a community that's often overlooked. It's allowed me to meet great friends like my friends Garrett and Everin. In the Bible, 1 Peter 4:10 tells us each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. That being said, athletes, continue to serve through your abilities and your platform. Uplifting Athletes staff, continue to serve through the mission of this organization. And last but not least, donors, continue to serve through your contributions to the rare disease community. Thank you.
Amen. Amen to that. Unbelievable timing. Cooper, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. All right, with our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Draft, the DDX3X Foundation selects Dr. Marta Garcia-Forn from the Eakin School of Medicine at Mount Sinai.
I see a lot of potential in this pick. Fantastic job by the team at DDX3X Foundation for doing their homework about this researcher, Dr. Garcia-Forn, and the potential of her project. DDX3X syndrome is a rare genetic form of intellectual disability that can cause a number of other challenges for patients, and there are no approved treatments. Dr. Garcia-Forn's grant will support investigation into the role that DDX3X plays in brain cell development. This is a critical step for the field.
My name is Chelsea McCarthy. I'm the Executive Director of the DDX3X Foundation. The mission of the DDX3X Foundation is to connect families, resources, and the medical community to advance research to find treatments for DDX3X syndrome. We are so excited to have picked Marta Garcia-Forn from Dr. DeRubis' lab at Mount Sinai. We hope that her research will translate to tangible therapeutic options for DDX3X syndrome. Her work has already contributed significantly to our understanding of the neurobiological mechanisms of this rare disorder, and we expect her research to continue bringing breakthrough discoveries.
Good evening, everyone. I'm truly honored to be here and be receiving this award. Thanks to the Uplifting Athletes Foundation for organizing and supporting this, the DDX3X Foundation for supporting me and for their dedication to the DDX3X community, and to the DeRubis Lab, especially my wonderful mentor, Dr. Sylvia DeRubis. This award will enable me to delve deeper into understanding brain development in the context of DDX3X syndrome, with the aim of uncovering new therapeutic targets for those affected. Thank you for this opportunity.
Congratulations. Thank you. One more time for Doc. Thanks, Coop. Thank you, Coop. Now on the clock is our fourth priority partner, the Foundation for ARID1B Research.
FAR's mission is to accelerate the development of life-changing treatments for people living with ARID1B related disorder.
And our next presenter is also another 2023 Rare Disease Champion and leader of the University of Illinois Volleyball Chapter. Help me in welcoming Taylor DeBoer to the stage. There she is. She's here. Thank you for being here, Taylor. Thank you so much. As I said, Taylor is a leader both on and off the court at the University of Illinois, obviously leading that Uplifting Athletes chapter. But before that, she was a leader for Team Canada's volleyball team. That's unbelievable. On top of this all, you've been diagnosed with ANCA vasculitis, which is a rare autoimmune disease. And this past year, Uplifting Athletes recognized you as a 2023 Rare Disease Champion for being an outspoken advocate for this community and also being the exemplary person for healing through sports. Congratulations on that award. Thank you for being here tonight. The floor is yours.
Thank you. First and foremost,
we can take a second. Okay, we're good. They were early.
All right, first and foremost, I just want to thank my parents, my family, my friends, the Illinois volleyball community, my team of doctors that are all the reason I can be here today, and Uplifting Athletes for giving me the experience and being able to be an impact in this community. So thank you.
What's the pick? We got to know.
All right. With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, the Foundation of ARID1B Research selects Dr. Julian Hamami from the University of California, Davies.
There is a whole lot to like about this pick for the Foundation for ARID1B Research. Dr. Halmai's previous groundbreaking work on novel treatments for a related disease was published in a top-tier journal and even resulted in a patent. Patients with mutations in ARID1B can experience a wide range of challenges, including autism spectrum disorder and intellectual disabilities. Dr. Halmai is studying a gene therapy in laboratory cells in mice that could one day become an effective treatment for these patients. This could be a game changer.
My name is Gal Lazarus, and I'm the father of a sweet and adorable 4.5 years old boy who has a rare neurodevelopmental disorder called ARID1B related disorder. Together with a few other brave parents, 2.5 years ago, we started the Foundation for ARID1B Research, or simply FAR, an international organization focused on promoting the development of life-changing treatments for this condition. We have selected Dr. Julian Halmai from University of California, Davis to help us create a novel treatment for our condition because Dr. Halmai is developing innovative ways to transfer large genes like ours into the brain. This is a formidable challenge, but Dr. Halmai has a proven track record in developing novel gene therapies, and he is a key part of one of the world's best teams in crafting treatments for rare neurodevelopmental disorders.
Thank you all for being here tonight. First, I want to thank my mother-in-law for taking care of the dogs so we could make it over from the West Coast. And then, of course, I want to thank Uplifting Athletes for putting this wonderful event together, and of course for the research funds together with the Foundation for ARID1B Research, which means obviously a lot to a young researcher that wants to develop innovative and transformative therapies. So that's fantastic. And then finally, I also want to give a huge shout out to my mentor, Dr. Kyle Fink, for really always believing in me and making this possible, and also for the rare disease community as a whole. Thank you very much.
Congrats, Doc. Let's do one more picture. Congratulations. You go in the middle, Doc. You're good. Awesome. Have a little bit more juice for Dr. Halmai. Our fifth priority partner is the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance, and they are on the clock at this time.
The Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance is dedicated to the pursuit of scientific research leading to treatments and a cure for Friedreich's ataxia.
Awesome. And capping off our first half of presenters is a 2023 Uplifting Athletes Researcher Connection awardee, Ellie Gonzalez. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you for being here. Congratulations, obviously, on being a 2023 Uplifting Athletes Researcher Connection awardee. This is the future, guys. Ellie is the future. She is an aspiring rare disease researcher and clinician that believes in a wide-reaching, diverse set of perspectives in order to find a true diagnosis. You had a quote that I was reading that I'd love to share if you don't mind. It said that you believe that patients are our foremost experts and deserve to be heard. I want to clap it up for that. You show what it means to amplify patients' voices, and we are also thankful for that. Amplify your voice right now for us, please.
Thank you, everyone. I am so thankful for my mentors who have shown me along the way how much of a change we can make in the rare disease world and how much of an impact it has to connect with patients and how much change that can propagate forward. We can't do this alone as researchers. Patients know best, and we need to do what means the most to them. So thank you, and thank you to Uplifting Athletes for this wonderful opportunity.
I would love to ask, if it's okay with you, being that you want to go into the rare disease fields and be a research clinician, do you see yourself possibly receiving the jersey in a few years from now instead of giving the jersey? I think I could see it. I think we're manifesting a little bit tonight.
I would love that opportunity.
There we go. There we go. Thank you so much. The pick is in and the floor is yours.
All right, so with our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance selects Dr. Anusha Sivakumar from the University of California, San Diego.
The talent level in this draft class is just unbelievable, and Dr. Sivakumar stands up with the best of them. Friedreich's ataxia is a rare genetic disease involving progressive loss of coordination and muscle strength. Like other foundations drafting young investigators this year, I have greatly admired FARA and one of their fearless leaders, Kyle Bryant. With support from UA, Dr. Sivakumar will be testing out a potential gene therapy approach in mice and seeking to better understand the complex mechanisms that are at play when this treatment is given to inform future clinical trials in patients. I am so excited to learn the results of this research and hopeful to see this treatment in patients very, very soon.
I am Lisa Rani. I am the Director of Research at FARA, the Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance. I manage at FARA the grant program and our research project. FARA is a non-profit organization dedicated to funding research to find treatments and a cure for Friedreich's ataxia. Friedreich's is a debilitating neurodegenerative disorder that affects about 15,000 people in the world. And FARA's mission is to bring together all the resources and the relationships that are needed to cure the disease. We raise funds for research and use these financial resources to advance the understanding of the disease and develop treatments. We are very excited to nominate Dr. Sivakumar because she's a very talented and inspiring young investigator, and she's a very effective project manager, and she also is working on the translation of a very cutting-edge technology from the bench to the clinic that has great promise for Friedreich's ataxia.
Flick up, get a picture, it's gonna be awesome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy and privileged to be here. Thank you to Uplifting Athletes for the award. Thank you to Friedreich's Ataxia Research Alliance for nominating me for this position. I also want to thank my mentor, Professor Stephanie Shirky, without whom I would not be here today. I also want to thank my family for helping me be here today, too. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Doc. It's gonna pick all together. Congratulations. Right here, guys. But money. Oh, wait, we gotta hold this up. Come on, that's the real deal. It's authentic. Awesome. Give it up for Doc, guys. Give it up for Doc. All right. We are 5 amazing draftees in, and we still have 5 amazing draftees to go. This is the halfway point. This is officially halftime, and as much as I would like to, Rob and Brett said I can't give a halftime speech. It's unfortunate, but I'd rather share a quote from somebody who used to give our halftime speeches at Northwestern. This was a coach named Joe Orozco, who unfortunately was taken from us too soon. Rest in peace, Joe. But Coach Joe Orozco, he lived his life with more palpable passion and infectious enthusiasm than anybody I've ever met in my life. And Joe, at halftime and pretty much all the time, would be screaming at us saying, if you are juiceless, you are useless. So, I know it's a little funny, but it rings true, and I want to talk about it in a second. But right now, I'm going to say if you are juiceless, and you guys need to yell back at me, you are useless, okay? 1, 2, 3. If you are juiceless, you are useless. Come on, really get at me. If you are juiceless, you are useless. Thank you. I just love being degraded like that. Thanks, guys. It's a funny quote, but the way he's lived his life made you understand it. It made you realize that what's the point of doing anything in life if you're not doing it with great enthusiasm, if you're not taking somebody by the hand next to you and lifting them up. And boy, do we have 5 amazing researchers still to lift up tonight and keep the energy up because we are pressing towards that $1 million mark. If you want to get in on the action, go to upliftingathletes.org or find the dip jar that's been circulating around. Any and all help is truly appreciated. Kicking off our second half, we have our next priority partner. Cure HHT is on the clock.
Find a cure for HHT while saving lives through research, education, and collaboration.
Awesome. And kicking off our second half of incredible presenters is a 2021 Young Investigator Draftee, Dr. G. Za. Hi, Doc. Thank you so much for being back. Thank you for being back. As I said, Dr. Za is right now currently doing research in the rare space. That research includes using animal models to improve the outcome for inherited bone marrow failure syndromes. Doc, thank you so much for being back with us tonight. Is there anything you would like to say?
I'm so glad to be back here. I want to give my thanks for the Uplifting Athletes and the Team Telomere for sponsor our research in the telomere biology disease, and also sponsor my conference trip to San Diego for the American Society of Hematology. Hope our research can bring closer to the cure of the telomere biology disease.
Doc, I have a question for you. First of all, excuse me. I'm eager, I'm fanboying. Doc, how does it feel to be on the other side? Just a couple years ago, you were receiving the jersey. How does it feel to be presenting the jersey tonight?
It's interesting. I feel like I'm actually more nervous than last time.
You're doing fantastic, and we got an unbelievable recipient of this coming up. I'm sure the pick will be in any minute now.
Okay.
Look at that. The floor is yours, Doc.
With our pick in 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, Cure HHT selects Dr. Anthony Ansel from the University of Pittsburgh.
I am so excited about this pick. Cure HHT Foundation has made a great selection here. Dr. Ansel studies HHT, a disease where a patient's arteries and veins are improperly connected, which can lead to strokes, brain abscesses, and heart failure. Dr. Ansel is both a patient with HHT and also a researcher studying HHT. I know how difficult it can be to be both a patient and a researcher, but as I've learned more about this draft pick and his dream of building his own lab, I've been so inspired and so impressed by him. With funding from UA, Dr. Ansel will study what is going wrong inside of cells from patients with HHT to help to better develop therapies to treat these patients. I am so excited to follow his progress.
I'm Marianne Clancy, Executive Director of Cure HHT, an advocacy organization that was founded in 1991 to support patients with the genetic disease hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia, HHT for short. Cure HHT was founded to support families affected by this rare genetic blood vessel disease affecting nearly 2 million people worldwide. So our organization was formed to do 3 simple things. One is to find, treat, and cure this disease. I met Anthony nearly 20 years ago. He had been to the emergency room 3 times with a headache. It was decided that it was a migraine and that they needed to wait it out. Well, Anthony had a quarter of his brain covered in abscess. He had an abscess in his lung and his liver and was hospitalized for a month. And he received a diagnosis of HHT, was referred to a center of excellence where he was successfully screened and treated. He has dedicated his life to truly finding a cure for this disease. It's been a joy for me to see him graduate from high school, graduate from college, earn a master's degree and a PhD in working in one of the top labs in the United States. I know that he is going to change the future for the nearly 2 million people affected with this disease. He embodies the spirit and intention of the Uplifting Athletes program, and it's such an honor for me to be able to speak about all of his accomplishments. He's a truly valued member of our board of directors, a husband, and a father of 2.
All you, brother. Floor is yours.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I wanted to give a special thanks to Uplifting Athletes for this amazing award and obviously this amazing event tonight. I also want to give a huge shout out to the Cure HHT Foundation for everything that they've done in my life and other patients with HHT. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my family and my wife, Emily, who's always been there to support me in every decision that we make. I just want to give you one reason on why I decided to do HHT research other than being a patient. As an HHT patient, a rare disease is not rare when you have it. And I think all rare disease patients deserve the care and support to find a cure. So with that, I'd like to thank you and keep supporting rare disease research. Thanks.
Congratulations, man. Let's get a picture all 3 of us. Congratulations. Awesome. How about that for Dr. Enzel? What a quote. Rare disease is not rare when you have one. Our next priority partner that is about to be on the clock is the National Tay-Sachs and Allied Disease Association.
National Tay-Sachs and Allied Diseases Association leads the worldwide fight to treat and cure Tay-Sachs, Canavan, GM1, and Sandhoff diseases by driving research, forging collaboration, and fostering community. Supporting families is the center of everything we do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And our next presenter is a former Colgate linebacker and founder of the Colgate Uplifting Athletes chapter, Mr. Greg Hadley. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. As I said, in Greg's time at Colgate, he not only led that chapter, but he started that chapter. It was one of the original 5, am I right? Right. There we go. That's a foundation layer right here. But Greg has a very special tie to the rare disease community, and he's seen firsthand how it can affect an entire family. Greg has 2 amazing friends that have been in his life forever, Myra and Matthew, and they became parents to a beautiful baby girl named Havi Lev. Unfortunately, Havi Lev was born with Tay-Sachs, which there are no approved treatments for. And on January 20th of 2021, they lost that beautiful baby girl. But Greg has been there for them through it all, connected them with Uplifting Athletes, and is now supporting Tay-Sachs foundations like the one that is on the clock to find a cure for future families. Greg, thank you for connecting that family, and thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah, Joe, thank you so much. When your best friends, and more importantly, your teammates inform you that they're going to lose their daughter in less than 3 years, what do? You don't know what to do. So through the pain and through the grief, all I know is to fall back on the community that you've built and the teammates that you've built over years and years. And I want to have a special thank you to Scott Shirley and Brett Brackett for allowing me to come back into the rare community that I was so captivated with when I first met Scott. Thank you to Blythe Lord. Thank you to Kathy Flynn for bringing this over the finish line. And this one's for Javi. And with our pick in the 2004 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, the National Tay-Sachs and Allied Diseases Association selects Tolu Tagyan from the UMass Chan Medical School.
What a great pick. Tay-Sachs disease and Sandhoff disease are both devastating disorders involving progressive muscle weakness, being wheelchair-bound, and early loss of life. Amazingly, Dr. Tagyan has published multiple papers that help to enable a clinical trial in patients, which began enrolling patients in 2021, and preliminary analyses already indicate clinical improvement in patients. What an awesome milestone. With UA funding, she will further investigate the effects of this treatment with an eye towards future improvements in it. This is a huge accomplishment on its own, but her research mentor also pointed out that she's advancing another gene therapy for another ultra-rare disease. Way to go, Dr. Tagyan.
Hello, my name is Kathy Flynn, and I'm the CEO of the National Tay-Sachs and Allied Diseases Association, or NTSAD as we are known. NTSAD is one of the nation's oldest rare disease patient advocacy organizations. We were founded in 1957, and our mission is to lead the worldwide fight to treat and cure Tay-Sachs, Canavan, GM1, and Sandhoff diseases by driving research, forging collaboration, and fostering community. NTSAD nominated Dr. Tolu Tagyan for her work entitled Assessment of Efficacy of Gene Therapy in the Tay-Sachs and Sandhoff Clinical Trial. Our decision was made for three primary reasons. First of all, Dr. Tagyan's contribution to the development of a gene therapy protocol holds great promise for the NTSAD community. Secondly, her efficacy assessments have made an invaluable contribution to the first human clinical trial for infantile and juvenile Tay-Sachs and Sandhoff disease. And thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, we chose to nominate Dr. Tagyan because of her exceptional character, fortitude, and dedication to research. Her exemplary work ethic is the foundation on which she will undoubtedly build a long and successful career in the rare disease research field. NTSAD's Board of Directors and Scientific Advisory Council, as well as her colleagues and mentors at the UMass Chan Medical School, fully supported Dr. Tagyan's nomination. And along with the NTSAD community, they join me in applauding her as she receives a 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Award.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to thank Uplifting Athletes for this award and National Tay-Sachs and Allied Disease Association for nominating me. This research could not be at this level without the wonderful work of my great mentor, Dr. Heather Gray-Edwards. I'm so much thankful of her and all the other scientists who worked on this trial so far. Our gene therapy team at UMass Chan, we are working day and night to translate this therapy to treat different forms of Tay-Sachs and Sandhoff diseases. Thank you so much, Uplifting Athletes, for supporting us and letting us celebrate this. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Doc. Congratulations. Awesome. How about Dr. Tagyan? The STXBP1 Foundation is our next priority partner, and at this time, they are on the clock.
Our mission is to find a cure for STXBP1 while supporting our families today.
Awesome, and our next presenter is a goalkeeper at Eastern Illinois and a leader of their Uplifting Athletes women's soccer chapter. Give it up for Faith Davies. Thank you so much, Faith. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work you do with your chapter. Faith has also seen firsthand what it's like to live with a rare disease. Her best friend, Kenzie, was actually the one who started the first Uplifting Athletes women's chapter in the country, and she's been living with a rare disease. And on top of that, I understand your goalkeepers coach, Daryl Woodridge, is currently fighting a very rare form of blood cancer. Faith, you've let these incredible, incredible people in life inspire you with their incredible, incredible resilience. Is there anything you'd like to say right now?
Yeah. Today I stand in unwavering support of the rare disease community, inspired by these remarkable people who have touched my life. So Kenzie Belstrack, my best friend, led the first women's branch of Uplifting Athletes while battling a rare disease of her own. And then my coach, Daryl Woodridge, a mentor of unmatched kindness, teaches me perseverance every day. I'm also inspired by my former teammate, Hannah Hines, who throughout her battle was a beacon of strength on our team. Their resilience fuels my commitment to making a difference. So thank you to Uplifting Athletes for turning adversity into strength and hope.
Awesome. Faith, if let's say your coach was here, is there anything you'd like to say to him specifically as far as what he's taught you and what you've taken from him?
It would be thank you for everything. You've been like a second dad to me my entire life, and you've helped me grow into the person that I am today.
Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you again. Thank you so much. And with that, STX BP1 Foundation, their pick is in, and the floor is yours to announce it.
With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigators Draft, the STX BP1 Foundation selects Dr. Noah Giberson from Weill Cornell Medicine.
Here's a pick that really caught my eye. STX-BP1 is a severe rare neurodevelopmental disorder involving epilepsy, developmental delay, cognitive impairment, movement disorders, and autism. And the STX-BP1 Foundation is one of the leading patient-driven rare disease organizations around. Dr. Giberson is performing important work into the effects of a specific mutation on cellular functions, seizures, and behavior. Highlighting his strong capabilities, Dr. Giberson has published important papers, including a first author paper in Nature Communications and has 3 more first author papers in process right now. His plan is sound, his team is excellent, and his background makes him well positioned to drive forward progress for this devastating condition.
Hi, I'm Jim Goss. I'm the scientific director of the STX-BP1 Foundation. The foundation is a parent advocacy organization, was founded in 2017 with the goals of accelerating effective treatments for STX-BP1 related disorder, supporting patients and their families, and raising awareness of the condition. This year, we are very excited for our draft pick of Dr. Noah Giberson from Weill Cornell Medicine. Noah began working on STX-BP1 as a grad student in the lab of Jacqueline Beret at Weill Cornell, and worked specifically on looking at missense mutations in STX-BP1. The research that he did was fairly groundbreaking. What Noah did was he found that there were certain missense mutations, types of mutations in STX-BP1 that resulted in a dysfunctional protein being made, and that dysfunctional protein actually had a negative effect on the normal protein, leading to a worse outcome. Even more important, Noah found that there were certain drugs that could stabilize STX-BP1 protein, and this led to the very first clinical trial in STX-BP1 related disorder. This is a trial of a drug that's already approved by the FDA, but it's being repurposed for STX-BP1 related disorder. This trial is ongoing and it's showing promise. And Noah did that for us. We are very excited to have Noah as our pick in the Young Investigator Draft. Noah will be continuing to do this work. He will be looking at a specific missense mutation in a mouse model and try to get a better understanding of how these missense mutations work and function. And this will lead, hopefully, to a better understanding of what therapies can be used eventually to treat patients depending upon the types of mutations that they have. We couldn't be happier, and we are, as I said, very excited.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much to Uplifting Athletes for this award. I think everyone can see here what an extraordinary community building experience and event and organization this is for the entire rare disease community and, of course, the rare disease researchers as well. Thank you also to the SAXBP1 Foundation, without whom none of this work is possible for their support and community building as well, particularly Charlene Sun-Rigby and Jim's not there anymore. Thank you to me. Jim Goss as well, without whom we couldn't have done this. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, man. Let's get a picture of the three of us. Congratulations. Awesome. Give it up one more time for Noah.
Someone who understands some hairstyles.
Many of you have probably noticed that we are nearing that $1 million mark, and that with this next pick, we will actually break through that $1 million threshold of grants raised, grants funded. That's great. That's great, but I ask that we don't celebrate any further right now, that we hold that celebration until after these last two picks. Because in football and rare diseases in life, sometimes a touchdown doesn't cut it. Sometimes you need to go for an extra point, and sometimes you need to go for two. And that is what these last two picks represent. They represent that we did not come this far to stop here. We came here for the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and beyond $1 million. So let's bottle this energy we have about these next two picks. Let's encourage them, and afterwards we'll celebrate that $1 million mark. It is time to go for two. And with that, the 9th pick is held by Tango 2 Research Foundation. And at this time, they are on the clock.
Our mission is to lead the way in finding a cure for Tango 2 deficiency disorder. We will do this by helping to fund, coordinate, and guide scientific research that leads to a better understanding of how Tango 2 related deficiency disorder mutations affect people at the most basic cellular and biochemical pathway levels.
Awesome, awesome. Now our next presenter is pretty close to Rob Lawn's heart. He is another former Syracuse Orange punter who's also gone on to play for the Colts, Cardinals, and the Saints. Help me in welcoming Nolan Cooney to the stage. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Awesome. As I said, Nolan's obviously close to Rob Lawn's heart. He's no stranger to uplifting athletes, but he's also no stranger to rare disease. Like Rob, Nolan faced that same bone-chilling news. That diagnosis news. It was in high school, and after his diagnosis, he underwent 9 brutal months of chemotherapy. But he beat that disease and is here with us today. And in his time at the Orange and his time in the NFL and today, you've been such an advocate, so willing to share your story to inspire others. Thank you for doing that. The floor is yours, Nolan.
Thank you, and I know that, Joe, you explained that Rob and Brett said that you couldn't go through a table, but tonight you have me wanting to go through a table, and I think a lot of others feel the same way.
Still got it in the back just in case.
But I want to thank everybody for coming today, for the Uplifting Athletes team, to put on this wonderful event. And the momentum that they have right now is astronomical, and it's going to continue to keep on going and raise more and more money. And to all the researchers here today, for all the work that you do and the time and resources you do and put for the underrepresented and for those in the Uplifting Athletes community, we thank you so much.
With that, the pick is in. We're dying to hear it, my friend.
With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, Tango 2 Research Foundation selects Dr. Andrea Wilderman of Baylor College of Medicine.
This is a big-time pick. Dr. Wilderman studies Tango 2 deficiency disorder, a rare disorder that affects brain and heart development. Sadly, 20% of children with this disease will not make it to their 18th birthday. Dr. Wilderman's work involves developing laboratory models of Tango 2 to identify novel treatment strategies. Between her background as an MD PhD and scientific papers in stellar journals like Cell Reports and Proceedings of the National Academies of Science, I see major potential for impact from this pick.
My name is Ann Geffen, and I am the Executive Director of the Tango 2 Research Foundation. Our mission is to lead the way in finding a cure for Tango 2 deficiency disorder. And we will do this by helping to fund, coordinate, and guide scientific research that leads to a better understanding of how Tango 2 related deficiency disorder mutations affect people at the most basic cellular and biochemical pathway levels. Dr. Andrea Wilderman is a postdoctoral associate in molecular and human genetics at Baylor College of Medicine. Her current research focuses on characterizing the differences in neurons lacking the TANGO2 protein. Dr. Wilderman aspires to become an independent investigator and to establish her own laboratory. She has always been driven by the desire to use cutting-edge technology and genetic methods to help people. And our foundation picked Dr. Wilderman because she exemplifies an ideal combination of passion and intelligence to propel our foundation's research efforts. With her expertise, dedication, and excitement for cutting-edge technology, we are confident in our collective pursuit to find answers and ultimately improve the lives of children and young adults living with this rare disease.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I just want to make one quick correction. I believe I was said that I was an MD, PhD. No, I am not. I am just, not, well.
Just take it.
I'm just a PhD.
Manifest
I would like to thank Uplifting Athletes for supporting all the wonderful research that we're celebrating tonight. I'd also like to thank the TANGO2 Foundation for sponsoring me, Mike, Kasha, and Ryan, and Dina, who I worked so closely with. I'd also like to thank my mentor, Lili Zhang, and everyone in her lab. I'd also like to thank my family and all the TANGO2 families. As a mom, I'm motivated to do research that helps kids live their healthiest lives. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Let's take a picture of the three of us. Awesome. Let's give it up for Doc one more time. With that, our final priority partner is now on the clock. That final partner is TBRS Community.
The Tatten-Brown-Raman syndrome community aims to support all families affected by TBRS and advance research toward interventions.
And that means it's also time for our final presenter of the evening, a former teammate of mine, a fellow Northwestern Wildcat who's carrying on. Oh, he's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. Garner Wallace, everybody. Garner Wallace. Somebody call Triple H, get him down. Garner, as I said, is a defensive back at Northwestern and carrying on that Uplifting Athletes tradition. He's a leader and president of their chapter. And not only does he lead and implement all the fundraisers, but this past year, I understand that, Garner, you implemented 2 uplifting experiences for specific families in that area and led Northwestern this past year to being the top earning school for the Lift for Life by absolutely smoking the $10,000 goal they set and fundraising $43,000 with their Lift for Life. I'll clap for that. Go Cats, baby, go Cats. Garner, is there anything you'd like to say? I am so proud to be a Wildcat and teammate of yours. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just so thankful to be here. I'm so thankful of all the hard work and selflessness that everyone has implemented here. If it wasn't for the past chapter leaders like Spiv, Snod, everyone that I don't even know, like if it wasn't,
I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have wanted to join such an amazing organization that's doing such a great thing. So I'm forever thankful for all of you.
And we are thankful for you, brother, carrying on the tradition, carrying on this rare disease community. The final pick is in. Let him have it, Garner.
If we've learned anything from Brock Purdy, the last pick in the draft is not the worst pick. With our pick in the 2024 Uplifting Athletes Young Investigator Draft, the TBRS community selects Dr. Dan Kennedy from Baylor College of Medicine.
What an amazing evening. I wish we could keep going forever, but what a great pick to close out the night. TBRS is a rare genetic condition involving tissue overgrowth, intellectual disability, and recurrent infections with no current treatments. Dr. Kennedy studies the role that mutations in DNMT3A play in immune cell development and has some really interesting hypotheses around what may be happening in patients. If his investigations are successful and his strong track record and detailed plans suggest that they will be, this work will help with preventing and treating infections in these patients, which is critically important.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jill Kiernan, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Tatten-Brown-Raman syndrome community, also known as the TBRS community. The TBRS community's mission is to support all people affected by TBRS and to advance research toward finding treatments. We're really excited about our draft pick, Dan Kennedy from Baylor College of Medicine. He's looking into immune issues in the blood of people with TBRS, and we're really hopeful that his work is going to lead to one of the first treatments for TBRS sometime in the future. So thank you, Dan, for your important work.
He's right down there, guys.
All right, thank you everybody for coming out here tonight. It's an honor to be here. Thank you to Jill Kiernan, who you just saw. As a basic science researcher, I don't always get to see what is at the other end of the research pipeline, and I'd like to extend my thanks and appreciation to her for introducing me to some of the families of the TBRS community. Also at Baylor, we have an incredible amount of resources that let us investigate diseases like this, so thank you to them. Thank you to my PI and my mentor, Catherine King, and finally, thank you to Justin Thornton at Mississippi State for really teaching me how to be a good scientist. Thank you.
Congratulations, brother. Let's get a picture of the three of us. Congratulations. Slide over a little bit. A little bit more. He's giving us the arrow a little bit. Just take the picture. Awesome. Congratulations, Doc. Congratulations, Doc. Let's hear it one more time for Dr. Kennedy, the final pick. And let's hear it one more time for all of our extraordinary draftees tonight. How about one more time for those 10 amazing presenters? And let's get on our feet for the people who made this possible, Uplifting Athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, we broke through that $1 million mark, but we are not stopping there. This room, the people to your right and left, this is truly a rare collection of individuals, but together, we are a team. We are a team of underdogs. We are a team that believes scripts are meant to be flipped, and we are a team that will stop at nothing to turn our potential into our power. I am honored to call all of you teammates. My name is Joe Spivak, and it is my honor to pass it back to Rob Lawn. Good job, man. Appreciate it.
That is a brutal act to follow. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. As much as I did practice my speech, I did forget one very important part, which I know I will get in trouble for if I do not correct. Everything that we've done tonight is possible through the support of people like yourselves. If you are willing, able, there is an ability and an option to donate by scanning the QR code on the back of your name badges. So if that is something that you are able to do, it is something that is incredibly appreciated by us as an organization. So wanted to touch on that. So thank you for that. I wanted to give an incredible thank you to our staff. We have an amazing group of people that we get to work with. I wanted to especially acknowledge Amy Lunn, Valerie Mockin, and Pat O'Connor for their work in making tonight possible. They've done an incredible job. Please give them a round of applause. Also, the vendors that we had the opportunity to work with, A Little Better Co., the amazing videos that you've seen, the sound, the lights from Reed Sound, You guys have done an amazing job. You've been incredible partners to us. I want to thank you. Lauren Hayes from the Eagles is a tremendous person to work with, so I want to thank you and acknowledge you guys all for that. And finally, our MC, Joe Spivak. He's amazing, so thank you, Joe. Yes. Sincerely, thank you. It is an incredible opportunity to be here to see how this, the event, the organization, everything has continued to grow. We are incredibly thankful for you all showing up, being here with us. I want to close by just thanking you all for spending your time. Time is the most precious thing we have on this earth. It is not lost on us that you chose to spend this evening with us. So thank you. Please get home safe. We hope you will come back and join us next year. Thank you.